Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DRich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, DRich.
Hey everybody, welcome to the DRich Show. This is DRich and today is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. How's everybody's Tuesday going so far? I hope that you guys are all well and that this video finds you all in good health, good spirits, and good energy. And on today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about something different. I know that I said yesterday we're going to talk about audio or Audius, which was part of the Solana ecosystem or network. But we want to change course here because there was some things that were said in the description of yesterday's video that I want to make sure that I go over, rehash, because we've touched base on this before on the channel. So I want to make sure that we are up to date with some news and make sure that we address these things so that we can kind of expand our thought process, our thinking, when it comes to how we've been conditioned to think only a certain particular way based on other content creators or based on the CTO of Ripple himself, because I want to make sure that I cover those bases so that we can kind of get to another traction point of understanding that gold will destroy the Federal Reserve, and that is my opinion, that is my speculation based on some of the research that I've done. And again, if you are a follower of 17, then you know that gold will destroy the feds. So at the end of the day, here we are with this video where gold will destroy the Federal Reserve, and most definitely we're going to touch base on that. And most definitely I want to make sure that I give credit where credit is due for those folks who've come on with watching yesterday's video. Thank you so much. That video is actually on fire. So thank you, Go Passier, for encouraging me to do a video where I got a lot of positive feedback on that. And most definitely I want to thank all of the new subscribers that have come on board for the journey, which is a marathon, not a sprint. And those who have been here, thank you guys for continuing to follow along with me on this journey. Thank you guys for making this channel for what it is, and for me to continue to want to put out videos every single day. You guys influence me, encourage me, and keep me excited about this channel every single day. So thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get right into the coin market cap. Bitcoin's dominance is at 42.3%, while Ethereum is at 18.6% in dominance of the market cap. And today's crypto prices and market cap here, we got a global crypto market cap of 1.92 trillion, which is a little increase, almost 0.5% since yesterday. But most definitely, you can look at what's trending there, some biggest gainers as well, and then some recently added tokens, as you can see there. But what we want to do is just jump right into the top 10 of this market cap. Bitcoin right now trading at $43,025.83. Ethereum at $3,023.96 there, while Cardano is at $2.17, which is the 3.57% increase. And then you have BNB at number 5, $369.38, while our beloved XRP is at 94 cents. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you need to acquire and accumulate your XRP, I encourage you to do so, because at the under $1, that is a pretty doggone good price there. Solana, $139.53 there, while USDC is picking up momentum with a $29.4 billion market cap. Polkadot at number 9, $29.17, while Dogecoin is picking up some steam a little bit, 21 cents there. And again, Avalanche is right on the heels. You know, still got, some percent gains. A $15 billion market increase would most definitely put it over Dogecoin, but here it is at $63.13, which is still in the green over the last 24 hours, as well as the last 7 days. So again, bullish momentum and bullish territory for that token there. And then here we see Algorand, which is one of those tokens that I do believe will be backed by precious metal of some sort. And that's kind of what we're going to get into today. XLM, stable coin, been very stable. Algorand, very stable, with very minimal increases. And as we see, XLM and XRP so far this year is one of the only two tokens, if not the only two tokens, that has not reached its all-time high in any one of these latest bull runs. So again, we'll touch base on that because we need to make sure that we are all on this page as far as where I think this is all going. You got H bar there at 34 cents, which is a good buying opportunity as well. So if you need to accumulate that, I encourage you to do so because I think that is one of your winners. Then you have Cello here at 25.33% increase over the last 24 hours, $6.71. And again, here you see some green here and there. So if you're looking for buying opportunities, try to get in there. And here we got a 19.24% increase since yesterday's video on XinFin XDC. So again, we're winning. And if you were able to accumulate some of that XinFin XDC at 10 cents, you were getting a lot for your buck. 10 for $1 at that point. So again, we'll get right out the market cap. But today, what we want to do is look at this. This is coming from fintechmagazine.com. Gold on a blockchain. What, how, and why? Now, there was a person or individual on the comment section of yesterday's video that said that gold cannot be put on the blockchain. Well, I disputed that, and I want to make sure that we cover it because gold can be placed on the blockchain. As we know, there's NFTs on the blockchain, there's digital music on the blockchain, there's other things that can be put on the blockchain that will move across borders. Even with gold, gold is not just relegated to one specific area of one country. If you're in the United States, we know that we came off the gold standard in the 70s under Nixon. We were said to have gone back to the gold standards. However, we have not reached that point yet. I do believe in the future we will go back to gold-backed currency, and I will demonstrate that today here on today's video as I give you a presentation as to why. Okay, this is an article May 16th, 2020. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Just briefly see what we got here. DRich Show, who is the CEO of XRPhy Gold, discusses the rise of tokenized gold and assesses why it may be a crucial development for the gold industry. Gold is a quintessential asset for any portfolio, having served as a store of value for thousands of years, which is God's money, by the way. It is recognized by societies around the globe for its enduring ability to retain its value. From central banks to Wall Street institutions, right through the retail investor, the precious metal has established itself as the ultimate safe haven asset in times of economic turmoil. As we see some volatility in all markets, which we discussed yesterday. The Dow Jones went down almost 900 points, if not more than 900 points yesterday. So again, we're at that point of destruction here in an economical standpoint. There are a number of factors that make gold stand out from other elements on a chemical level. For one, it's scarce, meaning that its value cannot easily be debased, and it's also costly to mine and refine, and tried as they might, alchemists have yet to master how to synthesize it in a laboratory. Fiat currencies, by contrast, can be printed at the discretion of central banks, effectively devaluing that which is already in circulation. And when you combine this with the deflationary principle of inflation, which demonstrate that the purchasing power of money is always decreasing, all of a sudden cash doesn't make a very sensible place to store your wealth for any length of time. So again, let's move a little bit further, okay, about blockchain 101. A blockchain is really just a specific type of database. It's a powerful technology. However, it's not owned by a singular user, but rather by an entire network whose participants each own a copy that is continuously updated. And generally speaking, the most common use case for a blockchain currently is for securely transacting cryptocurrencies, and a user needs to only pay a fee to the network in order for their transaction to be added to the ledger for auditability and purposes. These data structures are publicly accessible and anyone can participate or build tools on them. When it comes to transaction, fees tend to be cheaper than those associated with traditional financial institutions, as there are no middlemen or central authorities taking a cut. And where does gold factor in? Cryptocurrencies have been the most popular use case for blockchains thus far. And for the most part, these digital currencies have been highly speculative, and as an extension of this, have seen high price volatility. However, as the market matures, the major markets in turn have become more stable, and this road to price stability has made spot trading less exciting for retail investors. As a result, we have witnessed the demand of futures markets such as BACT, CME, and BitMEX, where crypto assets can be leveraged multiple times over. And this burgeoning stability has also made the digital markets more appealing for institutional investors, although they are still cautious because of historic price fluctuation. So why is this important? Tokenized gold may be one of the most important developments in the gold industry, short of physical use cases, and it also improves on the functionality of gold in every way. And that is a trivial to store. It's readily accessible to anyone with an internet connection, and it can be traded cheaply and instantly across the world. So when you say that there's no way that this can move across borders, I'm pointing out that it instantly transacts all across the world. And this is coming from this article, not from me. This is just based on some of the research that I've done. And it will also appeal to all kinds of buyers, and most importantly, open the doors to new types of investors, from those who simply want exposure to small amounts of the asset to long-term investors that do not wish to take a physical possession of their gold holdings, to traders both from the traditional financial markets and emerging digital assets ones seeking an alternative to existing gold products. And as the financial world continues to evolve and become increasingly digitally focused, traders will benefit from the accessibility and price stability of government guaranteed gold to safeguard their financial interests. So again, folks, when I say that XRP will be pegged or backed to gold, I really truly mean that, believe that. And if we go look at some of the ISO 222 compliant cryptos, IOTA, Algorand, XDC, and XLM, as well as XRP. I have XRP as gold. I have XLM as silver. I have IOTA as iridium, and Algorand, palladium, as well as what is the last one here? Copper, which will be associated with XDC. So again, when I come to these conclusions, I've done my research. You could go back all the way to when I made videos on Basel 3, where gold was moved from a tier 3 asset to a tier 1 asset. So when they do these moves, I didn't know that it wouldn't have immediate impact. It did not have an immediate impact, okay? So again, we will have a stable coin of some sort, which XRP has shown to be stable. XLM has shown to be stable, and some of these others like IOTA, Algorand, as well as XDC, they've all been stable for very long times, and we're starting to see a lot more news being pushed forward in that cause. So again, let's move forward so I can remind everyone that these things have been said, and sometimes we forget information, so we want to make sure that we rehash the information about some of the things that have been said. And this is coming from QZ.com. The quiet campaign to reinsert the gold standard is getting louder. So let's go ahead and check a peek out that. And those look like gold coins to me. Okay, so I don't know what the value of those would be, if they're going to have some sort of print on them or not, but they look like gold coins to me, and we'll touch base on the Coinage Act here shortly as we get into later on in the video. This is the article July 13th, 2019. The one French fantasy of a return to the gold standard is creeping back into the mainstream, and it has long been dismissed as fool's errand, on par with abandoning the Federal Reserve and other trappings of the modern economy. Mainstream economists derided almost without exception. Reintroducing the gold standard would be a disaster for any large advanced economy, says the University of Chicago's Anil, who connects enthusiasm for it as macroeconomic illiteracy, and his colleagues, who is a Nobel laureate Richard Thaler, struggle with his very underlying principle. And why tied to gold? Why not the 1982 Bordeaux? And most definitely, this is kind of yielding out. Yet the idea that every US dollar should be backed by a small amount of actual gold is more popular than economists' opinions might suggest. Advocates include members of Congress and President Donald Trump. Enthusiasm for a return to the gold standard has become more prominent since Trump's most recent nominees to fill vacant Federal Reserve governmentship have endorsed a return. So let me just go ahead and you got to start a free trial for the rest of the article, which I won't do, but most definitely the reason why I'm pointing this out is because of the simple fact that you take a look at what happened with the gold standard, coming off the gold standard in the 70s with Nixon, and you see what happened when that was removed. And you can also say that the speculators in the market at that time was kiboshed, okay? And then you transition to last year, 2020, December, right before Christmas, XRP was deemed a security. There was a lawsuit filed against Ripple, and that is because we are the speculators in this new era of gold. Okay, so you got to kind of make those comparisons and parallel to one another if you can try to connect the dots in that way. So that's kind of why I'm saying gold will be the new standard of the gold standard. And here's an article from Cointelegraph.com. Trump's Fed nominee advocates a gold-backed currency, even a crypto one. So let's just go ahead and go over this right now. Now, a lot of folks are saying, well, Trump's not in presidency or anything like that. Let me just make it clear, whether you believe it or not, Trump will return at some point, whether you are a fan of him or not. I know this is going to turn a lot of people off because a lot of people don't like him. No worries. I, in fact, happen to like Trump because of some of the things that he has done as far as policy. Okay? Some things I don't agree with. Okay? That's just normal with any human being. We might not agree with everything, but we want to look at the fruits of what he's able to provide for the people as a whole. Okay? Not just because of some sour tweets or people getting upset. I try not to talk politics on the channel. I don't try to talk religion on the channel because to each their own. We all have free will to do what we want, but most definitely we want to make sure that we go over these things because there's things that are important when it comes to politics and religion. If you look in the Bible for one, go look up and reference how many times gold and silver is brought up in the Bible. Then we go to politics, then we talk about gold, and then we want to talk about this article here. Judy Shelton, President Trump's nominee for the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, has advocated for getting back to a gold standard, possibly in a very cryptocurrency way. What cryptocurrency would that be? Will it be Bitcoin? Absolutely not, because it's too volatile. It's not stable enough. Okay? And then President Donald Trump's nominee for the United States Federal Reserve Board of Governors is again reiterating her advocacy for the gold standard and adding digital currency into the mix. In an interview on Sunday, Judy Shelton told reporters, "I don't see it so much as a returning to the gold standard, more like back to the future. I think that what gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. Money is supposed to be a unit of account, a reliable measure, and a dependable store of value. It really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. So again, I know this person is not in there, but we will see this go on, because what do we see going on with the SEC and the Fed Chairman Powell? They're corrupt, okay? Plain and simple. And then when you have someone that's not corrupt, they're looking for opportunities to have sound money placed back into our economy. And the United States will continue to lead in this regard when it comes to preserving not only the wealth for Americans, but for people outside of this country and other countries. And we will lead other folks in other countries down this road because the power lies within the people. And we will touch base on why I do believe we will go back to sound money again later in the video, so stay tuned. And according to Sheldon, my futuristic vision of the gold standard may involve a digital currency component. She said that central banks are not serving the private sector in providing that reliable unit of account. And under the gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. It could be used in a very cryptocurrency type of way. And again, here you can read preserving the dollar as the global standard. All right, so again, if you don't believe that XRP is the one backed by digital, by gold or fractions of gold or, things like that, you're mistaken. Don't get it twisted. And then here, Ripple CTO suggests XRP, which will be collateralized, a collateralized stablecoin as a new idea for the future of the XRP ledger. This is a 2-minute read coming from visionaryfinance.com. Ripple CTO David Schwartz recently shared a detailed blog on a content monetization platform, Coil, wherein he suggested a couple new ideas for the future of XRP ledger to the crypto community. David Schwartz states that the firm is keenly working on a number of possible features and design changes that could be introduced to the XRP ledger, and said that they're seeking inputs from the community to implement these features. Among the possible enhancement to the XRP ledger, David included consensus mechanism, performance, resource reduction, improved network reliability, and XRP collateralized stablecoin. I wonder what that could be. Particularly, stablecoin is a cryptocurrency where the price of the coin is pegged to a fiat currency, usually the US dollar. However, Ripple CTO suggested the creation of a stablecoin that is collateralized with the XRP cryptocurrency. Unlike stablecoin pegged by fiat, David's view is to create stablecoin pegged to XRP, which means if one wants to trade such a stablecoin, they can do so with the equivalent amount of value in XRP. He clarified his view as follows. And the key to distinguishing property of this proposal is that the stablecoin is always redeemable for XRP on the ledger from the collateral pool. Hey, I don't know what that is, but I'm only speculating that it could be what? Gold, right? So here we have it, the CTO talking about a stablecoin and being able to trade it for whatever that is to collateralize XRP. So to me, the only thing that you can trade it for the value that it's worth, whether it be a fraction, whether it be a gram, whether it be an ounce, 2 ounces, 10 ounces, 5 ounces, whatever it might be, you're able to trade it for whatever is stable, and gold will be stable. Now let's go to this article that we've covered before on the channel. This is coming from nxtmind.com. The first European physical gold ATM opens up in Prague, which is in the Czech Republic. First European physical gold ATM opens up in Prague, Czech Republic. 11 years ago, we reported Abu Dhabi's Emirates Palace Hotel that has installed this ATM. Okay, this was an article published about 3 months ago, June 10th, 2021. And as we see, here is the ATM. And most definitely, if you do a little bit more research on these ATMs that has even popped up in Florida and other places, they're going to be very secure when it comes to this happening. because they're not going to be just popping up like a Bitcoin ATM machine in your local gas station or whatnot. So again, I just wanted to look at this right here, go down. You can read the article for yourself. But what does that say? Purchase exchange rate, which is 1 gram, okay, with a number here attached, which is to identify that piece, okay? And it will be probably more than likely collateralized on the XRPL attached to XRP. So when you are not doing your due diligence and you're listening to folks, I don't know, I don't listen to many folks on YouTube because I don't want to cross-reference any of my ideas with theirs, or being accused of stealing content because I come up with my own thoughts. I'm very against the grain, unconventional wisdom thinker, and I have a very unorthodox approach when it comes to checking out the information that I check out, okay? So at the end of the day, I wish the best for those folks. I want them to be successful, but I have to separate myself from them when it comes to XRP, because I have my own thought process when it comes to that, and especially me believing here in the Constitution. I don't know what your Constitution says about minting your own coins or your own currency here in the United States. It is part of the Constitution that we are able to mint our own coins, and this is why I want to get into this article here. Nonetheless, certain elements are clear. First, the clause grants Congress the authority to coin money from precious metals such as gold and silver. Under the Articles of Confederation, the power to coin money was a concurrent power of Congress and the states, and to create, a more standardized monetary system and reduce the cost of running mints. The Constitution granted this power to Congress exclusively. The elimination of the state's power to coin money and the exclusive grant to Congress provoked controversy because the power to coin money was traditionally understood as a symbol of political sovereignty. No, the sovereignty goes to the people. All right, so again, we get to mint that money, whether it be a cryptocurrency type of way, whether it be gold coinage, silver coinage. And if you go back to Kennedy, you look up his executive order of in regards to silver, that's out there for you to consume and digest as well. And I don't think that has been revoked or removed of any sort. So again, sound money is on the plate, it's on the table. All right, and then I want to take you over here. We just had a 20-year anniversary of 9/11, so again, we have to go ahead and discuss this. This is coming from 9/11research.wtc7.net. Precious metals in World Trade Center for vote, which is only a fraction, has been recovered. We've talked about this before, okay? Let's go ahead and check it out just briefly here. This is an image found on the pbs.org website, companion for the television documentary American Revealed, under the section Uncovering Property. And this page, entitled A Treasure in Silver and Gold, describes the vaults as 2 levels of 3,000 square feet each. Okay, you can check that out. But the basement of 4 World Trade Center housed vaults used to store gold and silver bullion. Published articles about precious metals recovered from the World Trade Center ruins in the aftermath of the attack mentioned less than $300 million worth of gold. All such reports appear to refer to the removal operation conducted in the late October of 2001. On November 1st, Mayor Rudy Giuliani announced that more than $230 million worth of gold and silver bars that has been stored in a bomb-proof vault have been recovered. Okay, so again, this is a article, New York Times article contained 2 Brinks trucks were at ground zero on Wednesday, the start of hauling away of the $200 million in gold and silver that the banks of Nova Scotia has stored in a vault under the Trade Center. And a team of 35 fighters and police officers are helping to move the metals, a task that can be measured practically down to the flake. But that has been rounded off to 379,000 ounces of gold and 29 0.9 million ounces of silver. Okay, reports describing the contents of the vaults before the attack suggest that $1 billion in precious metal was stored in the vaults, which is a figure of 650 million in a National Real Estate Investor article published after the attack is apparently based on pre-attack reports. So again, I'm gonna leave this here for you guys to digest and research on your own merit. But when those attacks occurred, we want to understand that gold and silver was supposed to go back to the people, because what we want to do is now in the video with this coming into the light .news is Nasara Jassara. So on the day of 9/11, if a lot of you have gone down this rabbit hole, you will find that Nasara Jassara was supposed to be enacted, which was law. They didn't want people to discover this information or know about this information. And I'm going to read this so that you understand what we are moving into. So it's a slow process. We have to undo a lot of the things that have been done throughout the course of them manipulating monetary value, money, sound money, taking us off the gold standard, removing the central banks, removing the Federal Reserve, the IRS, and the shadow government in itself. So again, this is the National Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. NESARA is the most groundbreaking reformation to sweep not only the United States of America, but the whole planet. That's JASARA in its entire history. So when I say that this is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in the history that the world has ever seen, I truly mean that, and I truly believe that, and I hope that you can get on board with that idea, because we have to change some of the ways that we've thought or how we've been conditioned to think that none of these things are ever possible. Okay? 1,000 years of peace on earth will be something that will be implemented because of what the Bible says. So again, I'm not talking anything, encouraging people to do this or that, because again, we all have free will. But I know what my research and my understanding of certain things are, so I want to be able to present them to you. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, use discernment. Okay, this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just using my thought process to digest it and put it back out there in the atmosphere for other folks to consume. The act does away with the Federal Reserve Bank, the IRS, the shadow government, and much more. And NESARA implements the following changes. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, and other bank debt due to illegal banking and government activities. This is the Federal Reserve's worst nightmare, a jubilee or a forgiveness of debt. It also abolishes income tax. It abolishes the IRS. Employees of the IRS will be transferred into the U.S. Treasury National Sales Tax area, which we've already seen that happen under Trump. And it creates a 14% flat rate non-essential new items only sales tax revenue for the government. And in other words, food and medicine will not be taxed, nor will used items such as old homes. And it also increases benefits to senior citizens, returns to constitutional law to all courts and legal matters. It also reinstates the original title of nobility amendment. It establishes new presidential and congressional elections within 100 days after NESARA's announcement. The interim government will cancel all national emergencies and return us back to the constitutional law. It also monitors elections and prevents illegal election activities of special interest groups, which we're seeing now with the forensic audits. And it creates a new U.S. Treasury, rainbow currency backed by gold, silver, platinum, and precious metals, ending the bankruptcy of the United States initiated by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933. It also forbids the sale of American birth certificate records as chattel or cattle property bonds by the U.S. Department of Transportation. It also initiates new U.S. Treasury bank systems in alignment with constitutional law. It also limits the Federal Reserve System. During the transition period, the Federal Reserve will be allowed to operate side by side of the U.S. Treasury for 1 year in order to remove all Federal Reserve notes from the money supply. It also restores financial privacy. It retrains all judges and attorneys in constitutional law, ceases all aggressive U.S. government military actions worldwide, and it also establishes peace throughout the world, releases enormous sums of money for humanitarian purposes, and it also enables the release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technologies that are being withheld from the public under the guise of national security, including free energy devices, anti-gravity, and sonic healing machines. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave it on that note. So if you believe, like I believe, NESARA will be implemented and it will take effect soon. I can't say when, but we are starting to see some of these things unravel and being put in place. You have to allow your brain to see what your eyes actually can't, because sometimes we listen to fake news, we listen to media propaganda, and we have to use our discernment of who we listen to and what we put into our minds and what we consume on a day-to-day basis. This is why I'm an avid reader of books and different information that has a little bit more truth to it. So I have to kind of think outside of the box, outside of the norm. So I want to end it on that note. I want to hear what you have to say in the description below. If this is something that you could get behind, if this is something that I'm just saying, oh, it's tomfoolery and fuckery, excuse my language, that you're just trying to, fool the people with different information and I'm just twisting everything up to make it sound good. No, I just want to hear what you got to say. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the rumble button. If you're new to this channel, you enjoyed this channel and content, hit that subscribe button if you think I deserve it. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless. Take care. And as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect.